All right, folks, we're going to talk about the next addition to the Permaculture Barn. All right, so here we are. It's exciting for me because anytime I can get animals to put them in a position that they absolutely love, it is always a wonderful day. So what you don't yet see is that all the way around this barn, I've created chute gates that go to the outside. Not the same ones that go on the internal where it's just basically a piece of cattle panel in a slide. Well, all I'm gonna do is cut a hole in here and basically replicate the same exact thing, but with a simple piece of plywood that'll go up and down. Now, we're on the side of this barn. Now, this way is west. Okay, south is that way, north is that way. You get the point. But what we just spent a fair amount of time cleaning up all the junk, what we could get of all the junk that was here from the previous owners. Anyway, we got the chickens on this side. They've been perfectly integrated. Everything's cool. We now have our predator proofing down around the barn. We don't have any tunneling animals trying to get in this thing. You know, up until now, they were, it was relatively impervious inside the chicken tractor. But now we're outside, or at least we're going to give them that option. So not only do they make their little rotation in the different paddocks within the barn, or the different stalls within the barn, you can think of them as paddocks. Now we're getting to the point where we're going to have them go to work for us. Now, we got whatever junk out of here we could. Now we're getting to the position where you see all this very wicked Chinese silvergrass behind me. Whole nother story on that. But anyway, it's there. And so I'm going to I'm going to have the animals help knock down some of this stuff. We're going to get them a foothold by running through with a weed eater first. We're going to knock that stuff down, get a little path for our fence to go. And the area that I'm standing on, right now it's December, and with any luck, with the rotation of the chickens in here and also the pigs beating up this ground, and we're gonna chronicle how all that happens, folks. We're gonna use a bunch of the techniques you've already seen us use. We're just gonna apply it here into this, we'll call it a static barn. You know, they're here for the winter. Might as well come outside and play every once in a while, right? Well, what they're gonna do is prepare the ground that I'm standing on, even up that hill a little bit. Now, there's something of an attempt at a French drain down on the slow point. Those are other things we'll have to deal with, and we'll have to see how the rain falls a little bit more in that area. But Michelle's going to knock out the weed eating over here, and I'm going to come on this side, and I'm going to commence to cutting this door. And with any luck, we will have them out today and have them very, very happy. So with that said, let's get hot. This is all done. Michelle's kind of got it knocked down. Now, here in a second, we're going to put up the gate. We're going to first add a gate to the front of the barn. There's a reason for that too. And then when we're all done with that, it's on to put up this poultry net, and we'll get these guys out at least for a few hours today. Now, what's going to happen? Chickens are currently in this stall and the one next to it, and the chute door between them is open. I'm going to open them up, get them all outside, and then I'm going to close them off from the one back in there, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So with that said, time to let them out to do their thing. Let me just wrap it up on a couple of nails here, nothing fancy. Well, they're already heading out. All right, right now the pigs are back in that stall right there. Now, excuse the messiness. Believe it or not, it was 10 times worse, and we're getting better. So the next phase in this permaculture barn is going to be to get those pigs from where they are in the brand new stall to this other brand new stall, and then ultimately over into this stall, because this stall borders the chicken stall. I have chute gates, just like the one we just showed you a moment ago, in every single one of these. In fact, this is how they work. We got one over here. That'll let you out that way. And then we have another one over here that'll let you out that way. I guess there's no reason to show you. But right now, the only thing I want to do is to get the pigs from where they are. You can hear them making all that racket. I'm going to go in here, open this chute gate, get them over to this small stall, and then we're going to drive on. It's not really time to feed them, but I need to create some motivation if I need to. I'm not sure that I will. Piggy, piggy. Piggy, piggy. Piggy, piggy. All right, so we have yet another little thing here. This will let them out. Not really. Hey, what are you guys doing? Anyway, they know something's in this bucket because I always feed them from a bucket. And I don't yet have a latch on this door, so I'm kind of holding it. That's why I look all weird and contorted. But I'm going to go ahead and get these guys into...
Hey, I got this door, Billy.
All right. Now, I'm just kind of getting their attention. I'm going to lift this up. We'll see if they'll go through. If not, we'll see if they'll follow me if I go through first. All right, so here we are. This is the stall. It really wasn't all that hard. They kind of, I guess any animal will follow you when you got a bucket. So here they are. So folks, I'm going to give you the bigger scheme here. This is where the pigs started. Then they made their way through the other stalls. The chickens, we did our little, integration thing through this stall and the one next to it. Cool thing is now we have the pigs went first, they did their thing, dropped their manure, chickens went through, spread it out a little bit, and Debo's going to chew on my boot if I'm not careful. Anyway, let me just kind of get them off of me for a little bit. There you go. Get some of that. There's not much, but it'll get their curiosity up. Anyway, pigs have now made a rotation back, and there's been bedding, or in other words, carbon, and there's been a little bit of hay in here. So that's exactly what's going on. Right now, as I'm talking to you, there's probably, I don't know, maybe 6 inches. It's going to be matted down considerably. These guys are going to go through, they're going to do their thing here, and if I want, I can let them out anytime I want, right through this chute gate, out to the outside. And that's going to happen as soon as we make a little path for the net. So these guys are off and running. Chickens are already to the outside. Now all we got to do is get the other things they need. We'll get it over here, and these guys are off and running. So now that the chickens are where they need to be and the pigs are where they need to be, now we're going to put this gate on the front and we're going to explain what that's all about. All right, there you have it. Chickens are out here prepping, and I'm not sure that I said it earlier, but they're prepping the area that is going to be yet another little garden around here. It's no big deal if they're here a while longer, or if the pigs are too. Don't worry, that's going to unfold in time, and we'll show you how it all comes together. And then the last little part of this part 2 of the permaculture barn is really this gate, because if you look to the other side of it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stalls right now. Could make 5 over there, but this giant area right here will be we can call it number 5 when we need it. And the times we may need it are when we bring the sheep up. Let's say it's like the other day where we have a lot of snow in a little bit of time. But also, I want them up here anyway, because if you go back and watch part 1, you'll realize that the whole purpose of this, as we have them go from stall to stall to stall, is to make their deposits. And the sheep are only going to be part of that. So remember, in the rotation, ultimately, when this thing's complete, we'll have rabbit, chicken, pig, and sheep manure all in here. And folks, when you're making compost, which is what this floor that they're standing on is going to ultimately be, you want an entire ecosystem of poop in there if you can, because it's only going to improve it. So the barn's doing its job and the animals are doing their job, and we're making them as happy as they can possibly be while in a barn. So until next time, this is Billy the Permaculture Pimp Daddy, where PIMP stands for Permaculture is my passion. We'll see you next time.